psychologist at the Counseling Center of UMass Dartmouth, and I've been asked to talk about self-guided imagery. And self-guided imagery is something that you can learn through guided imagery, which is what I will do with you today. Guided imagery is something which I most often use as the center of a series of three different relaxation exercises. It can be used all by itself as well, and I have had people get really good at placing themselves in their imagery and using that for focusing, for planning, and for lowering levels of anxiety. The first thing that I use to start virtually every set of anxiety, whether it be for poor sleep or for test anxiety or before going on to make a presentation to a group of people, the first thing that I suggest that people do before that is a very unobtrusive exercise in deep, slow breathing, which I'll do right now, and you can do with me. It's very simple. I'm not going to ask for you to do any particular form of breathing, such as diaphragmatic breathing. Whatever feels okay for you to do. The main thing about it is that the breaths need to become deep and be done slowly. That way you will get an anxiety lowering rather than an anxiety raising result. So I'm going to count as I do this with you from 1 to 5, breathing in, and then exhaling I will count from 1 to 6. And we will do that 5 times. It'll take just over a minute. Ready? Sit comfortably. Usually people place their hands on their legs while they're sitting. Sometimes they like to put their thumb and first finger together in a ring and have that. If your eyes close while you're doing this, just let them close, because in fact it will be more relaxing that way. If you prefer to have your eyes open, that's fine. One of the reasons you can do this anywhere is because only thing you're doing is breathing, which you'd be doing anyway. And in many places you want to leave your eyes open while you do that if there are other people around. But it's very unobtrusive. People don't know what you're doing. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The next thing that you do is to select, and you can think about this and come back to the video, a place where you are either very relaxed and feel really good, such as a vacation place, or, and this is largely for people with post-traumatic stress, a place where you feel very safe and you don't have anxiety about safety. I'm going to use the beach place. If I know someone who is working with safety issues, then I would more likely use an inside place where they feel that they are comfortable and free of fear. But The beach is a place where it's very easy to relax fairly quickly and to use this exercise. So what I'm going to suggest is that you allow yourself, don't make yourself, allow yourself to be able to use your sense of smell, your sense of sight, your hearing, your sense of touch, which will be fabric, which will be texture. I'm not going to call on you to use taste unless you have an easy way to do that. I myself use the other 4 plus temperature. I don't generally use sense of taste. So what we're going to do is pull up in a car to a parking space at a beach. Beaches are used by about 3/4 of people in this area as the place to go, to get away from everything, to relax, and to not worry about things. You may have a different place to go, and if so, that can be used as well when you're doing self-guided imagery, but the beach is the most common, and most people enjoy going to the beach. So I'd like you, as you feel yourself in a car, either driving there or being a passenger, but being largely by yourself once you get to the beach, getting out of the car, and as you are there, you smell immediately that distinctive scent of the ocean. And you can hear the sound of the surf. Now, sometimes surf is quiet, but it's there. And sometimes it's crashing and louder, and you can choose what you want for that. Just pick for yourself that sound and the sound of seagulls, and take out what you want to bring down to the beach. Let's have it include a blanket or a chair, so that rather than having to lie in the sand directly, you can either sit in the chair with or without an umbrella, or lie on the blanket or the towel, if it's a very large beach towel. Spread that blanket out or put the chair into the sand, and you know as you walk down, you can feel the heat of the beach. You can feel the way the sand feels under your feet. You can feel the sun on you. You can feel what a nice day it is. You can feel a little bit of a breeze. And you can, once you get to the place where you want to be, with the sea somewhat below you, but you can hear those waves not far off, and you're outside of the range of the sand being wet. You're in dry sand, and you spread that blanket out, and you feel yourself as you spread it out, and maybe you put things on the corners so that they won't be lifted by the degree of wind that's there. It doesn't have to be very windy, just enough of a breeze to be refreshing. And whatever kind of sky you like, whether it's bright blue and sunny, or some little bits of cirrus or other clouds in the sky that you can look at just for the entertainment of seeing the different animals and people and objects that are shaped in the clouds. And then you lie down on your back. You lie down on your back, and you can feel at once how good it is to relax that way, and to feel the sun on your face, to feel the sun on your body, to feel your body warming and loosening all those tight muscles, all those aches you didn't even notice, but there they were, and now you can feel them as they are being massaged away by that sun. You can hear the sound of other people around, but you're not at this point going to talk with them. That really changes the quality of any kind of exercise like this. You don't want an interpersonal exercise for this kind of thing. Instead, although you may be more at ease and feel good to have people nearby, which is fine, you're not going to have a conversation with them. You're having a conversation with the feeling of the sand through the towel, the feeling of the sun warming you and making you feel just great. You can hear those birds. You can stay there and just allow yourself, like when you take butter out and it's a fairly warm day and it just gets soft. That's what you are allowing your muscles to do. Just get soft. And it feels nice to allow that. It feels nice to allow yourself to have that really good feeling. You can do this for as long as you want, and you just keep up the soundtrack of the surf and the birds and maybe some people. And interesting things to see in the sky, on the sea itself, the height of the waves, the white foam of the waves. You may see boats off in the distance. At some places when I do this, then there is a raft out there that you can swim to a little later if you want to stay in this image for a while. And then climb up on the raft and lie down in the bobbing sea, but tethered so that you're not going to drift out any place, and just enjoy that. If you want to stay on the land, just do, and let your mind drift any place it needs to go, any place it feels good to go, any place that takes you away from anything you need to get away from for a while. And when you are a student, you need not only to be a good student, but you also need to be able to get away from that feeling so that you can do something that's enjoyable and that doesn't take a lot of concentration. At another point, we could talk about ways to reduce anxiety that have to do with thoughts, but not today. It's a really good thing, though, to learn how to lower your anxiety by seeing what you're thinking about and changing the quality of that thought to something that doesn't have catastrophe in it, that doesn't have gigantic stakes of any kind in it, and that you can have confidence in. So that'll be a good thing for you to learn. But right now, you let yourself go into that place where you can feel good. This is very useful, by the way, for many people who have insomnia, and many people who do this plus the third exercise, which is muscle relaxation, and you can use various forms of that. When you use those three things together, first deep, slow breathing, then self-guided or guided imagery, depending if you're having a therapist do it with you or you're doing it yourself, and then the same with muscle relaxation, which includes mind relaxation, which is why I generally start from the head and work to the feet, because people are so in their heads, especially at school. And so the first thing that has to relax is your forehead and your head and your thoughts and your feelings and your mind, and just being here and now and keeping it simple and doing that. Again, that'll be for another time, or with another therapist, or with you knowing how to do it yourself. But those three things together can make your life really better. Take care. If you do these exercises, each of the three, the one that you want to learn especially, you don't have to do all three at the same time, but especially if you're starting off with deep, slow breathing that's so quick, you can find some time during the day to do it. Do it at least once a day. And if you come to the end of the day and you haven't done it and you haven't thought about it, that's fine. But while you're lying in bed, it's a perfect time to get that deep relaxation that you get from deep, slow breathing. And then if you want to, you can move on to the self-guided imagery, you picking your place, either a safe place or an enjoyable place, or a safe and enjoyable place. Have a good time with this stuff, because it's not work. It's abilities that you can learn that will make you feel better and that you don't strive to do. You open yourself to allowing yourself to do it. Nice to have talked with you, and I wish you the best. Bye-bye.